Hello everyone! Today I'll show you how to use VisualLogic outside of our built-in AI editor. You can use other LLM platforms like Claude or ChatGPT to generate VL project files directly, and then import them into our editor. First, go to our GitHub repository. Once you're here, you can find the file directory. This is crucial. All VL files are generated based on these syntax rules. So first, we need to download these to syntax files. Let's open and download them. The key file is the latest syntax specification, which defines the VL syntax. It describes how components are designed, how they're parsed, and what rules to follow. So the code can be imported into our editor and generate the corresponding UI and logic. Let's download this file. Once downloaded, we can take this VL syntax file and upload it to any LLM platform. Here, let's drag and drop the syntax file we just downloaded. After dropping it in, you can add a brief prompt, or simply let the model learn the syntax rules without any prompt. Send it and let the model study the syntax rules first. As you can see, it has finished learning the syntax. Now we can ask it to generate VL applications. There are two approaches. First, you can directly describe your requirements here. It will generate VL files following the syntax rules. Second, you can provide reference files or constraints for more customized results. This gives you more customization and control. Let's demonstrate the second approach. If you already have HTML files or database designs ready, you can convert them to VL format for use in our editor. Here I've prepared a complete application, a schedule planner app for managing appointments. I have a series of HTML pages ready. I'll send these HTML files to the AI and let it analyze the code, then convert it into VL syntax for us to use directly. Let's go back to our LLM platform and upload all the HTML content. You can also specify interactions and database design requirements. Include all your ideas in the prompt. Then let the AI generate the files. After analysis, it will create a folder that can be imported into our VL editor. Now let's click Download to get all the files. You can see it prompts us to download. Let's save it. Once downloaded, let's go back to our application and create a new project. Upload the zip file we just downloaded and click Open. The complete application is now imported. We can import it into our editor. However, LLMs may sometimes generate errors. No worries. We can easily copy the error message and paste it into the playground to tell the AI what went wrong. Send it for the AI to fix. The AI will identify the issue by checking the syntax against what was generated and fix the problematic file. As you can see, it has completed the replacement and fixed the error. Notice that it might have only modified one file. We can ask it to show each file separately, so we only need to replace the modified ones. Let's ask it to list all files instead of giving us a zip. Now you can see it has listed each file individually. We can click Download All. It will package everything into a zip file. Let's click Download All and save the zip file. Rename it and save. You can either extract it first or without extracting. Simply drag and drop it to the left panel. Once dropped, it will automatically reparse. The error from before has now disappeared. Important note, after reparsing, you need to click Import again to load it into the editor. Let's import it into our editor again. Import successful. Now let's take a look at our application. First, switch to the stage. Here we can browse through the page content. Notice that all the imported VL code has been converted into components, including rows, columns, service calls, and wrapper functions. Each module has its own methods. To see the logic of any method, switch to the Logic panel to see what it does. You can see the VL code has been translated into visual programming blocks. The readability is excellent. For example, on load, it sets the time and formats it, specifies the start and end dates, and calls a backend service. This service gets the schedule list. We can switch to the backend services to see the actual logic. For example, let's look at this service in the logic panel. You can see it retrieves the schedule where time is greater than the start date and less than the end date. Similarly, adding or updating schedules, all the logic is crystal clear. Now let's preview the application. Click the preview button at the top. Since this is a mobile app, let's open DevTools and view it in mobile mode. First, click the Add button to create a new schedule. For example, tomorrow at this time, I have a meeting. You can see it has added the meeting for tomorrow. Let's add another one, at dinner the day after tomorrow, marked as a flexible time slot. Done. The schedule is set. There's also a group feature. Let's create a new group. It generates a QR code. Others can scan to join the group. Inside the group, everyone can find a time when all members are available. That's the basic functionality. The backend data is also available: my personal schedules, the group list, and the groups I just created. All data can be viewed directly in the backend panel. Once the application is ready, click the Build button here. You can use your own domain or our default domain. Configure the settings and click Confirm. The system will start building and compiling your application. Once complete, you'll get a live URL, ready to share and use.